We're back in the shop, and today we're going to start on a complete service on our 14 Silverado. We're at 150,000 miles, and pretty much all the fluids are original. We've been really neglecting this thing, so it's time to shape up a little bit and get to it. What we've got is, here, let me show you. We've got some gear oil for the front and rear diff. We got tranny fluid for we can do and filter for we can change the transmission fluid and filter. We have a new thermostat. Right now it seems to be opening at about 170 degrees. That's a little light, so we'll change that out. We got some new Dexcool. We've got new spark plugs, new wires, cabin air filter, and engine air filter. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And I'll just break this down into individual videos. Next on our list is to change the fluid and filter in our transmission. I watched a few videos online, and most everybody says that you're going to have interference between the crossover pipe for the exhaust and the pan trying to get it out. Most guys seem to loosen off the transmission mount, lift up on the back of the transmission, pull down the exhaust a little bit, enough to, just to give you enough clearance to get the pan off. But I also saw a couple guys not have to do that. One guy in particular removed one of the heat shields and just spun the pan in a certain way and it came out. So we're going to try that first. If that doesn't work, we are prepared to loosen off the motor mounts, lift up the back of the trans a little. But we're going to try it the simple way first, just to see if that does work. Let's hope. So the first thing we're going to do is remove this heat shield here. And it looks like there's just 2 bolts holding that on. So we're going to get that out of the way. That should help us slide the pan off to the side, which I believe you have to do. So let's get that done. So we have the heat shield removed. So next we're going to go around and loosen off all the pan bolts. And then we'll let it drain from the front of the pan. We'll take the front bolts out and leave the back ones in. Let the front of the pan hang a little and drain as much fluid out as we can. I'm sure I'm going to knock into the camera doing this, so I'll just get everything loosened up and bring you back in a minute. So we've only got the front bolts loosened so far, or removed. The back bolts are still tight, and it's already dripping quite a bit. I don't know how we're going to do this without making quite a mess. So we just have 2 of the rear bolts still in. They're loose, but they're still in there holding the pan up, and it's dripping pretty good. So we're going to let it drain for a few minutes and then take those last 2 bolts out. So we've got all the pan bolts out. We've got as much fluid drained out of the pan as we can. So the next thing we got to do is try to weasel this pan out of here. Apparently that's the hard part too, so we'll see how that goes. Apparently, you're supposed to be able to move it over toward the driver's side on an angle and slide it out. I'm not sure of that. Still quite a bit of fluid in this pan. Stuck on something. Just in the back corner. amazing they would make a serviceable item like this so hard to get off. Well, I'm going to grab a mirror, see what I'm hitting under there because I can't see it, and then decide whether we need to jack up the back of the transmission or not. I think we do. We've been playing around with it for a few minutes now and it doesn't seem to want to come out. From everything I can see with a mirror, it looks like I need about an inch more clearance at the back of the pan. So I don't think we're going to get this off without jacking up the back of the transmission. So that's next on our list, I guess. I was hoping we wouldn't have to do that, but I just can't see it coming out without doing that. Seems silly to me. So we've taken off the two nuts here that hold the transmission mount. So we're just going to find a good place to jack it up from. Maybe even the end of the bolt, I'm not sure yet. Put a piece of wood on there and jack it up, I'm not sure. Like I said, all we need is another inch and a half, and we'll have plenty of room. So we've got it jacked up a few inches, well, an inch maybe. That seems to be about as far as it wants to go. Maybe it's hitting something up top, I'm not sure. But we're not going to force it. So we'll see if we can get the pan out now. All right, let's give this a try again. Still doesn't want to come out. Oh, there we got it. We got it. Oh, a little bit of a mess. All right, well, I'm happy about that. Well, let's get the pan cleaned up, get it from under here, and get the ground cleaned up too. We got a lot of training fluid on the ground. We made a bit of a mess. So we got the pan out, everything looks okay. Fluid is a little burnt looking, as expected. Some magnet over here, and it's got a little bit of stuff on it, but really, considering, it's doing pretty good. It's, I think it's in good shape still. So we're going to get that cleaned up, get the magnet wiped off, get the gasket seal, where the gasket goes in the pan all cleaned up. Then we'll crawl back underneath, pull the filter off, the seal for the filter as well, and put a new filter in. So we're going to take the pan over to the wire wheel and just clean up the edges a little bit. Then we'll spray it clean with some brake clean. Got the pan all cleaned up and put the magnet back. We're ready to crawl back underneath and pull the filter out. So the filter should just pull down. And there it is. And we do have a seal up in here. Up in here. It'll have to get out. Well, we're going to attempt to get that seal out. I'm not sure how easy that's going to be. Probably not the camera, of course. Camera's in a bit of a crummy spot for me here. This would be a lot easier if we had a lift. Hopefully one day. Oh, there goes the camera. We got the seal out. Just wasn't enough room for me, you, and the camera in here to get it done. But I'll have you take a look at the seal, see what we did. So we just tapped on it with a screwdriver, folded it over a little bit, and then we were able to grab onto it with a pair of needle nose pliers and pull it out. Now our new seal has a lip around it. They both do. And we're going to push it in with a socket. You just got a socket with an extension. Just put it in the upside down, really, because this fits very nicely against that seal. So we should be able to press it up in there, give it a couple taps, and put it right in. Again, that might be a little hard to film, but that's what we're going to try to do. Alright, let's see if we can't get that seal put in here. Don't know if I'm going to be able to balance it on here or not. Alright, we got it started. Making sure we're getting it in square. Looks like it so far. That looks to be in tight. Yep, that slid right in. All right, let's grab the filter. Just press right up in here. That's it. Filter's in. All right, now for putting the pan back on. Well, now to get the pan back on, let's hope it's a little easier than taking it off. There we go. So we'll reline up our gasket. But we got it. That was a bit of a pain. That's harder than it should be. Hard time getting this gasket lined up now. Okay, I think we got it. We're going to run them down with an impact a little bit, and then we'll torque them down. Okay, we got the torque wrench set up to 80, and we're going to do it in a crisscross pattern. I'm going to go around, just snug them up first. That impact didn't get them too tight. Okay, that's all good and snug. The socket just landed on my head. Okay, so we'll start with the crisscross pattern and torque them to 80 inch-pounds. And this one already clicked. The next corner. So it looks like we ran out of memory card just as we were getting ready to torque these down. So what we did is we torqued them to 80 inch-pounds. We went around in a star pattern, went from corner to corner, end to end, all the way around, and then double checked it. So now that that's done, all we have left now is to put that heat shield back on. We've got everything underneath looked after. We've got that heat shield put back on, and we've got the transmission mount bolted back up. So really all that's left is to refill the transmission. We'll put about 6 quarts in or so and check it. That's the first gallon down. From what I've seen so far online, it should take between 7 to 8 quarts to refill after just dropping the pan. Check that. Alright, let's have a look at that. Lots of oil in the tube still getting on the dipstick. We'll have to let that settle for a minute, try again. It's kind of hard to read. So we got the truck running, letting the fluid warm up. It's not up to operating temperature yet, but we'll check it. Right in the cold range. We'll let it warm up a little more and check it again. We'll watch the trans temp gauge on the dash. Maybe we'll run it through all the gears too. Not quite up to full operating temperature yet, but we'll check it again. And we're a little under the full hot line. Let's take it for a little scoot around the block, get it up to temperature, and check it again. So according to the owner's manual, we should be in the hot mark on the dipstick when the trans temperature is between 160 and 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're at about 170 right now after taking it around the block a couple times. So we'll check it again and make sure we're in the right spot in the dipstick. We'll wipe the dipstick off, we'll check it one last time. Not sure the camera is going to pick it up, but we are right at the full mark of the hot line. So it's perfect. And we put in 7 quarts altogether. I know I said we'll stop at 6, but actually we stopped at 7, and that was a perfect spot. So it looks like we did okay. It says always check it twice, so we'll do that. And yeah, we're right to the top of the full line in the hot range. So, looks like we were successful. No drips, no leaks. Everything went well. Bit of a pain to get the pan off, but other than that, everything was went okay. Anyways, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. We've got a lot more videos on this Silverado on there, as well as a bunch of other things. And we'll be doing a few more as well. Anyways, thanks for watching.